Greetings, YouTube. I know it's Monday, and Monday is like what Garfield the cat always said. It's like the worst day of the week. Monday just feels icky. It's so far from Friday that you don't even want to think about it. But with that being said, telling yourself, let's start off the week by doing some math doesn't usually get met with much excitement. So I'm going to do the math for you, or should I say Mr. Captain Dante and I are going to do the math for you. See, this summer and I have spent some time this morning trading messages back and forth, trying to crunch the numbers for you regarding the game changer known as the Daily Cavalier Crystal. Now, there's never really been before today an indication on how long this thing's going to last, but usually when we get an in-game inbox message, it'll say, take advantage of this special opportunity before it ends. And last time I think they said it was going to be around for a week, and then for some reason it was around for like 2 or 3 weeks. But this message, greetings Summoner, starting now, those who are Cavalier by completing Act 6, Chapter 1, and level 40 plus can access exclusive Cavalier daily specials, doesn't have a limited time offer. It just says starting now, which generally tells me that it's permanent, like the Grandmasters have been for quite some time. But we'll see if that's the case. Only time will tell. But the math on it is fascinating, and the deal itself, though of course just like a $5 cup of Starbucks coffee a day can add up fast to the weekly budget, so you want to keep that in mind. The deal itself is still, obviously, going to cost you $5 a day. Let's say you buy it every day. That's $35 a week. So if you think that paying for an internet bill, which I pay about $100 a month now for Oklahoma internet, is expensive, but you're paying $5 a day for a week of, or $5 a day for a month, of this, you're still looking at $150 worth of daily Cavs. That's not including the Black ISO store. That's not including the unit deal, which I was a little worried. My boy Justin Gray and I were a little worried that thing was not coming back, but it came back in my account randomly. It's about 2 days before that expires. So, Justin, I think we should be good to renew that again. So, keep in mind that Sunday looks different. You're basically trading a featured Cav for a regular Cav on Sunday, because the Class Cavalier crystals are not regular Cavalier crystals. We're about to get into that. But you do trade more than twice the Tier 5 basic Catalyst fragments on Sunday, as the normal days were 900 and these are 2,000. You get the 5-star signature stones that are worth, a small amount. It's definitely not nothing. And then you also more than double your 6-star hero crystal shards from 100 to 250. So 4 times a month, essentially, assuming that the month, as always, has at least 4 Sundays in it, and that just depends on where the month falls on the calendar. So we're going to bring this up, and this is just another reason, as if you did not need any other reason, to push to become Cavalier. You really can take advantage of the best $5 daily offer we have seen. So what does that get you over the course of a month? We're just going to say, for the sake of argument, for the math of this deal, that a month is 4 weeks or 28 days. Yes, I realize that only really applies to a limit of February normally, and that all months have either 30 days or 31 days. But for the sake of the math of this, we're just going to say 4 weeks. We're also going to do something that I realize is a bit deceiving based off of every video I do regarding the valuations of special offers, and that is that we're going to talk about dollars in terms of American dollars without factoring in exchange rate or taxes for countries, because if you do that, the math gets irky and changes, even though it seems like right now, even though people like in Canada and Australia, Brazil, etc. get screwed, that you all in the UK across the pond are also getting screwed, because your money is still worth more than the dollar. If the dollar is actually weaker against the euro and the pound, and yet you're being charged a 1-to-1 exchange rate. I've also been told that it's not Kabam setting those prices, that is Apple and Google Play. So this is not, I think, a Kabam issue. It's an Apple Google Play issue. But regardless, if I am having to pay 20 cents on the dollar more for the same price and not getting that savings, which we did see in the past years of this, where something like an Odin would be like 95 pounds or 95 euros instead of $99. That $5 savings or $5 pound savings or $5 euro savings does add up for sure. So $5 per day for Cavalier daily purchase equals this over 4 weeks. In terms of Tier 5 basic fragments, 29,600. In terms of 6-star shards, 3,400. In terms of Tier 2 alpha fragments, 17,280. Tier 4 class catalyst fragments, 216,000. Of course, that is different classes. This is just them added up together for a mathematical figure. 5-star class signature stones, 20. Class Cavalier crystals, 24. Cavalier crystals, 4. So again, this assumes that there's 4 Sundays of this per month. So the total cost of this is, yeah, we know it, about $140. So $140 because we're taking out those 2 days at the end of the month. Normally it'd be $150 for 30 days, but $140 for 28 days. One Odin is equivalent of 31 units per dollar because we know for $100 you get 3,100 units. So $140 equals 4,340 units or 21 Cavalier crystals. So what does that mean? That means that if you get this deal every day, just factoring in Cavalier crystals by themselves, it's like getting 7 Cavalier crystals for free. But, oh wait, there's more, because these are not the drop rates of normal Cavalier crystals except on Sundays. You see, 6 out of 7 days a week. In the class-based, they're giving you that 1.5% 6-star drop rate and that 17.5% 5-star drop rate. So 1.5% and 17.5%. How big of a difference is that between the regular Sunday Cavalier crystal and the featured Cavalier crystal? Well, good question, Prof. Let's check it out. So 17.5% drop rate for the 5-star, right? Well, let's remind ourselves, just for the sake of argument, if you were to spend 200 units on this for a 5-star drop rate, instead of 17.5, you would have 11. So a 6.5% increase, and a 6-star instead of 1%, it's 1.5%. I do wish it was 2% instead of 1%, but you can't always get what you want in life. So how much are featured Cavalier crystals worth normally? They're worth 300 units, not 200. That's an extra 100 units per crystal. So that is a huge amount of savings worth of units on those featured calves 6 out of 7 days a week. So if you think to yourself, okay, the Glory Store has such better deals now in terms of Tier 5 Basic, and I don't really care about signature stones, that it's not worth it to get more than twice as much Tier 5 Basic to sacrifice the drop rate cut in the Sunday calves. So I'm just going to buy these 6 out of 7 days a week, and I am going to save that $5 at the end of the week and just spend the price of 6 or $30. That makes sense as well. But that also is a good value worth of savings if you don't factor in all the other guaranteed items that aren't RNG related, except I guess if the class Cavalier crystals in terms of signature stones are signature stones for a class, because those do have some RNG 1 out of 6. Only the generics don't. But the Tier 5 basic fragments, which you get over half of a Tier 5 basic, that's guaranteed. 3,400 6-star shards is guaranteed. Almost half of a Tier 2 alpha, 17,280 fragments is guaranteed. All the class catalyst fragments that add up to 216,000 guaranteed, as are the 6 stones, as are the total value of the upgrade from a regular Cavalier crystal on 6 out of 7 days to the class deal. So when you factor all that in, really, it's like getting a Cavalier crystal, I would say, instead of 300 units a piece regularly, especially a featured Cavalier crystal. Let's just touch on that. I like to say it's like getting it for 100 units. It's like getting a 66.6% discount on the featured Cavalier crystal. Plus, you get all of that guaranteed value because featured calves on their own are gambles. They are Marvel Casino of Champions risks. And we all know, because my channel has certainly been proof of it, that you can spend an Odin, you can spend 3,000 units on featured calves. You can get 10 of those, and you can get all 3 stars and 4 stars. And you don't get anything as a bonus. You don't get any Tier 4 class catalyst. You don't get any Tier 5 basic catalyst or Tier 2 alpha or 6-star shards. You just get disappointment and regret. So, this is a game changer, and I do believe the math supports it. Shout out again, Mr. Cap Dante, for helping me crunch it this morning. The bottom line is, even though it's just $5 a day, $5 a day is still $5. And in this pandemic, some people don't have that. It's important to not assume when I talk about deals that your money is fluid. And I also just want to say, since it is in front of me and up, that if you want to get the better value, I still think, as nice as daily Cavalier crystals are, these two things, the Black ISO store, the 30-day pass for $10 a month, and the collector's daily card renewal, which you can see mine is set to expire, and I will be renewing it before the 2 days and 12 hours is over. Those are better overall values than the daily Cav, but the daily Cav, in terms of the comparison of value between the regular Cavalier crystal of 200 units or even the featured Cav of 300 units, still destroys that market value. So it is a game changer. I hope this math, though a lot of numbers in one video, has helped kind of open your mind up to that. And I appreciate the support, as always, on my Marvel Casino of Champions YouTube channel. Have a great rest of your week, YouTube. Thanks for watching.